My memories of that game, it was definitely a competitive game. It was a close game. I remember, making a lot of big plays and, coming through for, my offense. And I remember we was young. We had a young offensive lineman. We had a lot of freshmen starting that game. I think it was like 7. So, we definitely, fought together as a team and, was able to pull off a victory.
Trey thought that was almost like the starting point for what you guys are now, the powerhouse in college football. He thought that was like kind of the building block. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that, because that was the first time, that my class, was in, all of us was starting at the same time, so that was kind of like our beginning, where we made our mark.
What is different about Florida State 2014 compared to that team back then when you're kind of in the building stage?
Just the mentality, around that time, we was definitely, finding our identity as a program, and now, we definitely know who we are, and we know how to get things done. And, we know how to be teammates and be leaders and, hold each other accountable. So, we got all that stuff down. Now we know how to do things the right way, and we can pass it along.
How do you think Coach Fisher is different as a coach from back then to now?
I don't, personally, I don't think Coach Fisher is different. I felt like he came in, with a mindset of changing things around, making things better for, the players. I can honestly say he's a player's coach, and he wanted to make things better for us, in order for us to be successful. And I think he's doing that, and now, back then, he had to push us a lot harder, so we can get to this point. And now, he's more relaxed. He knows we know what we're doing. He just, coaches here and there. It just keeps us going.
What's different about when you watch Notre Dame on film than other teams?
Those guys are, they have a lot of athletic guys. They're definitely detailed and, gonna be where it's supposed to be. Well coached. So, I'm looking forward to, going out there and competing, having fun.
I know they don't want you on social media at all. How difficult or challenging is it to block out all this other stuff? If you turn on the TV, there seems like there's a different report coming up just to kind of tune it all out.
I mean, it's not difficult at all, just it's understanding your priorities, what's important, and for us, social media is not important at all right now, it's this football family, this season, and that's what we want to focus on, for these last couple months and this season, and just tune in with each other, you don't get times like this, and social media is not going, anywhere. So, we'll have time for stuff like that. But right now, during the season, we block all that stuff out as clutter.
People have written that Jameis seems to be at his best when other people are there's controversy a little bit. Or last week they talked about it. Do you buy that?
I don't buy it at all. That guy's a competitive, human. He works his tail off every day. I don't think it has anything to do with what's going on outside of that practice field, outside of these facilities. He just a hard-working guy, and that's my brother, and I love him, and, I see what he does every day, so I can honestly say, it's the work he put in every day that makes, the result look like that on Saturday.
How do you feel when you hear Coach Fisher supporting him as strongly as he does in the face of all this other stuff? Does that make you even closer, you think, as a group?
At the end of the day, it just shows how close we are. We're behind each other 100%. We're a family, and that's what it takes to win championships. That bond, that brother bond. And, Coach Fisher's like the father of the team. So he's gonna support his son all the way. He has our back. And what other way would you want a coach to be in your corner? So we're all in his corner, and we support him.
Some coaches may not go as far as he does. I mean, I think is that kind of eye-opening to see he's really putting his money where he's kind of backing it up more so. Like, I know people say that in the recruiting pitch, but it seems like he really does do that. You're getting a real-life example of that, right?
Yeah, it's just the fact that he cares, man. He actually loves us and wants us to be successful and treats us like his own. So, what do you expect? Your father would do the same thing for you. So, and he's like a father, so he's doing his fatherly duties.
As far as that Champs Bowl, winning the MVP of that game, did that kind of boost your confidence and give you that momentum heading into the next season?
It did, but at the same time, mentally I was able to let it go and understand, you know, that was just that moment, and I know I needed to get better, and I came a long way from, you know, that point. That was, you know, 3 years ago. I was a freshman at that time. My game is definitely elevated, you know, from that point. So, but it was a great game, you know, and I was able to go out there and compete and, you know, have fun. So.
And like you said, it was a close competitive game. Could you tell when you're on the field with them that they were a team like you guys are kind of on their way back up?
Yeah, you know, I could definitely tell those guys were, you know, on a mission. You know, they was trying to prove something just like we were. And, you know, we just fought and clawed and we battled each other the whole game.
As far as Travis Rudolph is concerned, his involvement in the offense is growing. Is that a matter of confidence in learning the offense, being confident and coming back from his injury, a combination of both?
I mean, I feel it's a combination of both. You know, as a freshman, you know, as far as him telling me that was the first time he ever had a major injury like that. So that's something you have to get used to. You have to get used to, you know, playing with pain and hurting. So, you know, it was a combination of that and just getting comfortable, you know, with the speed of the game, you know, getting comfortable with the offense, you know, position he was playing, you know, just things like that. So, but, you know, he's definitely wet his feet and he's on his way.
That shiftiness that he has, is that something that you can learn, or is that one of those kind of natural things?
That's a natural thing, you know. That's definitely natural what he does. Like when you get the ball in your hand, you can't coach that. You know, that's just something that comes out. So he's a great kid, you know, great football player. You know, he's one of the guys that, you know, I definitely took up under my wing and, you know, be my prodigy.
As far as Saturday night is concerned, how much do you guys look forward to that national spotlight, top 5 matchup, and being these type of atmospheres?
I mean, honestly, I look forward to the game. I could care less about, you know, it being in the spotlight, you know, whether it was on TV or not. You know, I feel like we're going out there, you know, we're going to play hard. You know, we're on a mission. You know, we're definitely trying to, you know, prove ourselves and, you know, just show, you know, the reason, you know, we've won 22 straight games, and, you know, I'm just ready to go out there and compete. And, you know, I'm ready to finish up this week practice and get this preparation up under me so we can go out there and, you know, show the world what we have to offer.